go to 5% speech? Yeah.
Toastmasters, thank you so much for having me, and guests of Toastmasters. I encourage you to close your eyes.
Cool.
And close your eyes. And I want you to let your brain silently answer the ... Leadership is. It's the first thing that pops into your head. There are a million answers.
Thought.
There are a million thoughts. To me, and I would love it if you opened your eyes now, leadership is living like today is your last day. Urgently and vulnerably connecting. Throwing all of your stories out the window. All of your limitations out the window. Stepping out of your comfort zone and walking around the world for the first time like you've never been there before, but you have to go there because it's your only day left on earth, and if you don't, what will happen? It won't happen. Leadership is making the happening. Leadership is being the happening. It is taking a stand for yourself, for your vision, for your dreams, your passion, and then not forgetting that there's an entire other world out there of 8 billion people who are also leaders, who are also trying so very hard to fulfill themselves. There's a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It is about a seagull that wants to fly. It doesn't want to eat on the shore with the rest of the birds. It wants to fly, it wants to soar, so it reaches up and it goes higher than any seagull has ever gone before, and he goes to heaven. He transcends Earth, and he meets the smartest, fastest birds in the history of the world. And they're all hanging out in heaven, and they choose not to go back to Earth. They choose not to go help their other birds figure out how to fly. And he's up there, and he's like, this is great, I've achieved what I wanted, but they're all down there. So he goes back, and he teaches them how to fly. He teaches them how to break physics. He teaches them how to soar. And they love it, and then they make dogma. And then he's like, oh no. And then he leaves, and he says, I don't want to do that. I'm not your Messiah. He's a reluctant Messiah, but we're all reluctant Messiahs because Messiahs are just leaders that stand for love. And love is what justice looks like in public. And you will never have peace until there is justice. So the only way to create this world that we want is to wake up every day like it's your last day, and to love like nothing is going to hold you back. Because then you'll say, you know what, I want to write a book. Maybe your book is 4 pages long because you have figured out what you want to say. Do it in that day. Why wait? Maybe you want to say, I want to swim with dolphins. You go to the airport right now, buy a ticket to Bimini. In 45 minutes, you'll be in the Bahamas. There you go. Maybe you say, I want to connect with my father that I haven't spoken to in 20 years. Call him, and he will answer. Because when you decide to step into your power, the universe goes, okay, all right, we'll do that with you. I will line up, and I will walk with you. And we will all walk together, and we will leave no one behind. Because if you are a leader with no followers, then you are just taking a walk by yourself. But if you are a leader and you never follow, then you always think that you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
You always think that you're the only one doing this, but there's not 10,000 people behind you. On my 21st birthday, I took a big risk. I got in a van with 40 people. We went to Washington, D.C. to meet 11,000 environmental leaders across the country. It's called Grassroots Power Shift. And we took Washington, D.C. over with our voices. And I went there reluctant. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to spend the money. I didn't want to make a difference. I'm studying climate change and I didn't want to do it. And I get there and they train me, and it happens that I'm very good at leading massive groups of people. And I ended up in 4 days going in as a reluctant leader and coming out onto the street that leads up to the Capitol with 11,000 people behind me. They chose me to lead the largest protest in the history of the United States, created by college students for environmental justice. And that was great. I came back, I led my school even better, but the people there were not accepting of leaders. They didn't want to follow. They didn't want to follow anybody. And leadership isn't about making a decision and then going with it. It's closing your eyes, taking a deep inhale, being grateful for the opportunity to have power, and then choosing the most loving action that can come from your situation, your circumstances. Say you're in an awful car accident and it's going bad, you have the power to lead yourself into a situation to realize, wow, I'm still alive. That's great. That's one example. Leadership is overcoming our circumstances. It's overcoming the idea of war and choosing that there's more peace in this world than there is war. And choosing that you love more than you hate. And waking up every day like it's your last, because goddamn it might be. I studied climate change. It could be any time. You never know. So why wait? Leadership is urgency. Urgency, urgency, urgency. Standing up every morning, every moment, without fear of failure. Because when you love, there is no failure. My name comes from my great-grandfather, my great-grandmother. I am Johanna Burney, and I am a worthy, vulnerable, peaceful leader. Thank you for listening.